folks, got an unboxing video. This is a Fesley electric guitar, Les Paul type body, and spared no expense on this one, folks. Actually, I got this guitar mainly because it's like a Stars and Stripes flag themed guitar, and it's really going to be more of a wall hanger than anything. I don't expect it to be worth the crap. Now, I probably will do a video where I upgrade the pickups, do all that stuff. I'll do some videos on probably a different channel. I'll be jamming on it. So you get feedback from a beginner guitar player that's been a beginner guitar player for 25 years, we'll say. So I think, when you watch these channels with these supposed experts, people that play the guitar good but not necessarily can give you the best feedback for cheaper equipment. They're jamming through really expensive stuff, and what you hear is like, oh wow, that sounds so good, but realistically it's gonna sound like crap with a cheap setup, right? So all right, Fesley 39-inch guitar. This has a gig bag, Chinese made. I don't know if the price dropped because of good old Trump doing what a good president can do and negotiating deals. Some of you, probably won't care to hear that, but that's fine. I don't really care if you do or not. But yeah, did I get this before the tariff cost? Did they stock these up to get ready for it? This was like $150, right? So how good a quality can a $150 guitar be? So I have a Jackson upstairs that we'll check out at some point as well, but let's just see what's here in the pocket first. A sander, folks, seriously? Fret and string eraser. So this tells you the frets are going to suck, most likely. Yeah, cheap ass strap, seriously cheap strap. Trash can. Buy yourself a good strap, folks. One's gonna lock. Instruction manual. So changing strings, removing old strings, installing new strings. If strings are difficult to play or do not play correctly. So what does that mean? If your freaking strings no longer feel good to your hand, folks, or they're rusty or whatever, get rid of them and put new strings on them, okay? Now this set of strings, these have been tuned, detuned, flown halfway across the world, and they're probably garbage, right? So expect them to need to be replaced even if they feel good. This gives you instructions on how to adjust the truss rod. Expect that may be something you need to do if you really want this to play good. Otherwise you'll have a really high setup with your strings, right? So if you want it to be nice and low, you're probably going to have to adjust the truss rod. All right, so there's the instruction manual. I was expecting a set of new strings in here. Okay, so we have a Fesley Allen wrench and a Fesley cable. So if I end up sending this back, folks, the cable probably will not make it back. Good. Just as some people have commented, there's going to be Fesley on everything. This actually looks legit, man. Like a decent instrument cable. Of course, not as good as some of the ones I have, but. And then in here, folks, some Fesley picks. So you could maybe sell these on eBay and say you got these from some dude named Fesley, and he's famous. Sell them for $14.99 a piece. One Allen wrench. I'm not sure what size that is. So that's for your truss rod, most likely. All right, so we always need picks. Picks probably won't make it back to China if this guitar sucks. And there's nothing else in there. Be careful, you know, the way I'm holding this right now, that guitar easily could have fell over and busted. All right, so not only did they put it in a box, folks, and in this actually halfway decent gig bag. Gig bag probably won't make it back China either. All right. You know, being a really patriotic American, I unfortunately talk a lot of shit about the Chinese. And a lot of Chinese companies have given me free shit. Never the real good stuff, right? Well, I take that back. I've gotten some awesome stuff, and then I've gotten some serious junk. Wow. So just looking at that headstock, folks, I mean, before you even play with this thing, that is nice, right? That is actually a nice looking headstock. Oh my God. What does that say? FLP. So I would, if you can find a truss rod cover to replace that, what's on there with something cooler, I would definitely do it. But I think it's the FLP400 AF model. Tuners before we get to the back. So yeah, it should say made in PRC. Wow, that's different. I'm used to made in China, not made in PRC. Really makes it sound like a communist Les Paul. So, all right. So of course you got this little gizmo, warranty crap, playability, what the settings were at on the frets. They're not at that same spot now, I guarantee it. But we'll see. I tell you what, this may be the best $150 I've spent on a guitar. Is that possible? No. I'll tell you why, because I got some back in the day, Jackson USA, not Jackson USA, Jackson made in Japan guitars with Seymour Duncans in them for 150 bucks. Check that out, folks. Nothing says Americana than a guitar made in fucking China, right? All right, so rhythm, treble, and this doesn't line up right. You see how it's going at a fucking diagonal. Attention to fucking detail, China. Come on. All right, so get this off here. I will say for $150, good luck finding an American company that could ever produce something like this. Now, of course, where's the damn tuner? All right, well, I don't know where the tuner is, but so yeah, it's not in tune, and I can't tune by ear. So I'm going to have to adjust this. Now, look at these rip-off EMG pickups. This is kind of cool because yours truly only plays the mother effing bridge, right? So we'll switch this out eventually with an EMG 81 and just totally destroy everything in our path. This guy, so I'll then put this in another guitar. Probably that piece of shit, what is that thing? I forgot what it's called. I've got a Explorer style guitar that you may have seen on the channel. That one will get the other one in the neck. This one will go in the neck of that, and then that'll have an EMG 81. The other one will have an EMG 81. And so yeah, I would assume, folks, you've got these pop up. So these are set at two different heights, right? This one's way up. These two are down. That's kind of weird, right? It doesn't look right to my eyes. How are the fret ends? So one of these guys, you know, I don't watch a whole lot of other people because I've considered myself an expert on guitars. I might not be that good a player, but as far as guitars go, I feel like I'm an expert. But I was watching one of these dudes just trash the Fesley FLP400 and so these frets up here, folks, actually feel good. And then it's like, okay, can definitely feel it. But on this side, like if I'm like doing this deal, you know, that thing, man, you can really feel these. So gonna have to work on the fret ends. Is it bad enough I would send this guitar back? No. And so these are, what did they call them? Copper something frets, not even stainless steel. I doubt these frets are going to last that long if you were to play this all the time. But the neck, folks, feels beefy. One thing that I didn't really care for was it's a mahogany neck and a, is it alder body? No, the one that starts with a P that Jackson used to always use on their cheaper guitars. Yeah, that'll come to me eventually, but I'd rather have the mahogany body, maple neck, whatever, you know, ebony fretboard. This is pretty stained, obviously. The fret markers are, you know, you can definitely feel them. It's kind of, I don't know, needs some work, you know. So obviously, unless we plug this in, we're not going to see how well this plays, but that, we'll save that for another video. We're going to run this through this orange micro dark Joyo band amp XL, maybe even the Boss amp. I'm not going to play this through my PV6505 because, quite honestly, who's going to buy a badass amp like that and a piece of shit guitar like this, right? Not too many people. So save this for the cheap amps, and I think that's really gives you a better idea. Now we will at some point we may upgrade this. Like I said, EMG 81 here. I feel like this thing will destroy, right? Assuming that we can get proper intonation and that the frets are actually spaced out where they need to be. Neck feels nice and straight. China, the Chinese did a pretty damn good job on this. Right off the bat, I mean, I'm hoping for good things here, and I honestly think that I would potentially buy another Fesley guitar. So the jack, where is our little jack? Let's see how easy that goes in and out with our Chinese cable. Okay, it actually stays in there pretty damn good. Damn. So jack seems solid. Now the bridge, folks, this is where we may have to do some intonation. We'll see how that goes. These are supposed to be what, 1046s? Doesn't actually feel like 1046, to be honest with you. But this is a shorter scale, so maybe that's why. Yeah. What else? 3x3 headstock, right? We won't know how well this tunes until we play it a bit and just try and rip on it. But those say Fesley. The back of the guitar, besides the Maiden PRC, says waxing crescent, whatever that means. It is a bolt-on neck, so if I were to try a different one of these, maybe I would try a set neck. That's usually how the Les Pauls are. I think ESP did some neck throughs, but probably would try one of their set necks. Now the backs of these, of course, they're going to be cheap plastic, right? And looks like there's plastic on top of this, hopefully. How did the paint turn out, folks? So be hard to see even on my awesome iPhone 16 Pro Max, but there are blemishes on the paint on the back side. Could that be buffed out? I don't know. I'm not a paint expert, right? So what I'm looking for, though, is any reason to send this back after I jam on it for a while. It looks pretty good. Now, really a question would be how much of a gap is in here, and do we have anything we can jam in there? Thought we had some picks around here. What kind of guitar setup is this without some picks? So here is actually a guitar tuner. Reason I'm honestly not plugging in is because the wife is taking a nap, right? Has all day to do that, and she takes a nap right when I want to screw with all the toys I got. So, I have a lot of channels, and I buy a lot of stuff. And when I come home on the weekends, look forward to playing with all my new toys, right? Some of them are garbage, but yeah, let's see here. So good thing is the pick doesn't fit in there. I would assume a little piece of paper might. So that looks pretty tight. And quite honestly, folks, this looks solid. Back of the neck, it has some things that look a little odd in the paint, like it wasn't finished that great before it was painted. And I feel something up here. What that is, I have no idea. It's come through the paint though. That is an unfortunate thing because that's probably a place I'm going to have my hand a lot. Let's see. I don't really feel it there, but there's definitely something going on here. So maybe there's something in the wood that's popped up, you know. But otherwise, it's painted well. It's like a flat black, right? Now this I thought was going to be a little more, the U.S. flag part I thought would be a little more exciting, but is what it is. Yeah, I think you could sit here and, you know, nitpick the hell out of it if you wanted to, but to be honest with you, it's a $150 guitar. I mean, Jesus Christ, what do you expect? To that dude that wasted all that time taking it apart, just go, oh, you know, if it was a $1,000 guitar, then I would expect more, right? Like, this is not my good guitars are in a different room where the good amps are, but you know, most of this stuff is junk in here, right? So that Jackson right there is definitely better quality than this, even though it's got some damage on it, but I'd say it's better than that Ibanez and the Harley Benton Explorer there, and definitely that other piece of crap next to it. It's definitely better than those. So yeah, you know, like if you really wanted to make this into an awesome axe, pick up change, right? Then after that, maybe you start screwing with the bridge. If the bridge even needs to be changed out. Obviously the nut, right? The nut is cheap plastic. Nothing, you know, the frets are what the frets are, right? You'd have to spend some money to remove all the frets and put better frets in. Tuners, obviously we could find better tuners. Probably some guitars on the wall here we could actually this is 3x3 set. No, I don't have a good headstock up there that has good tuners, but yeah, you want to keep it in tune, so maybe some locking tuners, better bridge, better that, and then the electronics, right? I mean, if I change out the this to an EMG, or if you're going to change everything out, obviously you buy two EMGs, and then from there, folks, you have better electronics in this, right? The fact this has enough cavity space, I would be tempted to put an afterburner in here, the EMG volume and tone, even though I actually don't really like having tone on my guitar, so I would probably take the tone out. 2 volumes, we'd do 2 volumes in EMG afterburner, and this thing would frickin' scream probably. So yeah, the frets really feel rough. Either the strings suck or the frets just feel really rough. So it'd be a good idea to take the strings off, work on the frets, oil up this fretboard, and then rock and roll, baby. So yeah, like I said, we'll try out a few different amps, and so they didn't tune it down that much. It's like maybe it just it was tuned and now it's down a half step, but yeah, $150. You know, there's a $140 model of this, right? The FLP400 that doesn't have the cool American graphics on it. That one, you know, obviously is even more budget guitar, but yeah. Hey, thanks for checking out my video, folks. I hope you guys got something out of it. And, you know, let's do some better close-ups of everything for you guys. And the lighting in here kind of sucks. Just so you can see what that said. Common chords, that's nice of them. So, you know, that guy, whatever that guy's name was, I don't even know. He was complaining about all the places this one guitar had Fesley. So, one there, and then they must have taken it off of the pickups because no Fesley on the Fesley pickups. And then on the back, I think there was Fesley on the back, but that's not on there. So, not really that much Fesley. But hey, we're all done with this video. Thanks for checking out.